So the other thing we were going to look at was the signal box, and the technique for building the signal box is exactly the same as building one of those wagons. So we're going to put this, open the box now, look inside and see what's inside. So in the box you get a plastic bag with all the bits in. So we've got a roof section, some wooden, the base of the shed, some wooden bits which are a bit bent, but I'm sure we can straighten those out. Some clear plastic which isn't very clear, it's a bit very foggy and cloudy, so we won't use those, I don't think. And then you've got the brickwork, and again you've got some more wood. So you could basically build it straight out of the box and not bother painting it, but that's not what we're going to do. We're going to paint it and hopefully do something a bit special with this signal box. So first thing we're going to look at is instructions, and you can see they're very, very basic, just a drawing. There you go. So there's not a lot to it really. So what we'll do, we're going to put it together. I'm going to build it as two sections. I'm going to build the base, which is the brickwork, that part there, and I'm going to build it as the woodwork, so we can paint the two parts separately and bring them together. Okay, so I'm going to knock it together now. Same sort of technique as I used for the other wagon, and I'll speed this up now so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so there you go, there's the signal box pretty much put together. A lot of dry fitting. There's the chimney, there's the windows, there's the bit for the side. So I think it's now time to paint it. Well, we've got some filling work to do on it, and then give it a coat of paint. So we'll have a look at it in a bit once it's been primered. Okay, so you can see the signal box is now being primer coated, so it's got a coat of primer. I've filled the corners. There's a couple of places there that probably needs a bit of filler in. But the rest isn't too bad, to be fair. It looks okay. I might get away with that one, to be fair. But yeah, it looks alright. So what I need to do now is strip it down to the different components, so the roof, the warped brickwork and the woodwork, and then paint them individually. So that's that, and it looks alright. Okay, so after the primer, masked it off, did a bit of filling work around here, masked off the yellow, the woodwork on it, and I'll give the brickwork a coat of red brick. What I'm going to do now is going to go around with some paint on concrete colour, mix water down quite thin, probably 50-50 mix, paint it on, and then I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so what I've done is I've given it a coat of watered down concrete paint, a very thin coat, and hopefully that was, you can see it's quite thin by the way it's gone on. So I leave this to fully dry. It's a bit wet in places, so just shake off the excess, but I leave this to fully dry, and then I'm going to rub it off. But yeah, it looks, and we'll see what it looks like when it comes off. Hopefully the idea being the paint will sink into the gaps between the bricks, and when you wipe off the bricks you just leave the mortar layer on. But fingers crossed that'll work, and I'll show you what it looks like when, well, we'll leave it to dry. I'll show you what it looks like when it's dry. Okay, so what we've done up now, masked off all the brickwork using paper, masking tape and Tamiya tape, and now I'm going to do the inside of the signal box, just the upper part, what you're going to see through the windows, and I'm going to go over the woodwork with a buff colour. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so what I've done now is I'll give it a light coating of the buff colour on the outside, so it's still got a bit of grey coming through, and I've done the inside as well, so I'll give that a coat of buff so it's more like a creamy colour. Done the same with the woodwork for the window frames, and I've painted the doors, give them a coat of blue. That's a bit different. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to whack some hairspray over it. So I've just got cheap Morrison's cheap extra strong hairspray. So I'm going to give this a quick coating of hairspray over the woodwork so I can do the peeling paint effect. Let that dry. There you go, simple as that. Okay, so now it's had the coat of grey, the coat of buff, and I'll give it a spray of hairspray. So that's for the framework on the outside, the same as the window frames. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use some XF2 white, flat white, and paint it 50-50 mix with thinners, and give it a good coat, and then I'll show you what it looks like then. Okay, so the white has gone on now. It looks a bit patchy in places, but that's fine because I'm going to be taking some of this paint off anyway. So it looks like it's been obviously weathered, aged, been out in the elements, so the paint's starting to peel. It's lacking that bit of TLC, a little bit of care, but yeah, it looks alright. I'm pleased with it so far. And I've also done the window frames. So again, same sort of effect. So it's that dirty, because I've base coated it in like a grey, so a very dark grey, then like a beige colour. It's got that sort of gives that dirty look to the white. It's not a bright shiny white, which is what I don't want, a bright white, because white paint doesn't stay white for long. It tends to go that creamy beige, and obviously with dirt it goes grey colours. So I'm pleased with the results so far. So I'll let this dry off, and then I'm going to start to take some of the paint off, and to give it the peeling effect. Okay, so what I've done since we last looked is I've got a toothpick and some X20A thinners, rubbed the thinners over the top of the paint, and with a toothpick, cocktail stick, I just scratched away some of the paint to get that nice peeling effect. More so on this end, which is obviously really nice effect there, and again done the same on this end. What I'm going to do now is going to give it a quick coat of dirt wash, and hopefully that will make the details pop out a bit more. So just it's a chalk wash. I'm going to go over it, and hopefully you can see that was jumping to all the detail.
So guys, literally tell me what you think below. I'm very excited about this. I can't wait to get this video out next week. I'm going to do some awesome stuff with it. I'm going to show you how to do massive rip fill waves. I don't know whether you've on my group, as in the Root APS Hangouts and discussions. About 12 months ago I did a big Kraken model and I was going to show you how to do waves. Now, I started looking at how to do waves and I didn't like any ways that anybody did it was going to take months. So I put it on a shelf and I thought, I will, over that 12 months I've been trying to find something that would do waves the way I want to do. And now I have, I'm going to show you how to do everything on that. So from massive rip filling waves, huge splash effects, gore effects, blood splatters, and it's all to do with how you mix this next product. So stay tuned for next week, guys. I know it feels like I'm sort of building up and layering it up and just making it go on far too long. But I run out and I apologise. It was supposed to be today, but it'll have to be next week or New Year. Alright guys, but it's a good way to start off the new year. I'm going to come back with some awesome, cheap and easy tutorials, as in good cheap alternatives, getting back to old Root APS. I've done 12 months of heavy advertising now, guys. I do apologise, but I've had to get my product off the ground. I've got the product off the ground now.
Okay, so
I'll tell you about in the new year.
there you go, that's all sort of grimed up now a bit, so that's way too dirty. I don't need that, it's not going to be that dirty, but what I'm going to do is leave this to dry off, clean the brush off, leave it to dry, and then I'll come back and start to wipe it off. So I'll come back in about 20 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes since I put the dark dirt wash on. All I've done is got some paper towels, cut them into 4 splits. All I'm going to do now is wet them, wipe them on my hand, take most of the moisture off, so it's still damp but not wet, and I'm just going to rub, go around the frames and just take some of the dirt off. There you go. The paper doesn't last very long, it just tends to disintegrate fairly quickly, that's why I sometimes tend to cut it into 4. But again, just rub it, moisten it, give it a good rub. Just basically moving the dirt around a bit. There you go. And it tends to stick to the gaps and the dirt and the recesses and into all the little cracks and dinks and dents. And it gives that quite a nice sort of dirty effect. And the problem is if you do get it completely peaked on, it goes completely wrong, all you need to do is wash it or wash off. So if you saturate it with water, it'll all come off. And there you go. There you go, and there's one weather beaten, used signal box. So all I do now is the doors are dried, so I can fit the doors on now. They're painted blue. I'm going to give it a coat of matte coat. Fit the misty glass to the bottom of the shed. Then I'm going to use clear glass in the top, but I want to give it a matte coat to seal this in before I go put the glass on, because it will fog the glass by using a matte varnish. But yeah, it's looking good. I'm pleased with it so far. definitely needs some fitting. So, but yeah, I'll show you those with them fitted. So that's the signal box. Very pleased with it. Really easy technique, nothing difficult. Have a go yourself. Okay, so come to the end of part 1 now. So what I'm going to do now is I've got some more glass to fit. So just show you what I use for doing glass. A lot of people use glue or super glue. The problem with glue or super glue is it tends, especially the sort of Tamiya glues and the wild action glues, they tend to fog the glass. Now I know this glass is quite foggy to start with, so the last thing I want to do is to use any sort of glue that's going to make things worse. So I use glue and glaze. So it's like a PVA based glue. It's really easy to use. Works on plastic quite well. So just a couple of drops either side. And then drop it into place. And the good thing is, if you do get glue over, runs out, it dries clear anyway, so it's not really an issue. So that's just that fitted in there. You can see I've got a bit of glue in it, but I'm not too worried because it'll dry clear. So that's where we're at with the signal box now. What I've also been doing is painting an interior. So there's your interior for the signal box. I don't know if you can see that from there. Again, mostly hand painted, so you use 7mm Slater's, I think it's wood panelling for the floor. So that's had a brown paint, and I've used a dark dirt wash just to bring out the grooves, and then I've done the same for the wooden framing behind the walling. So all that's been hand painted. So that's a Warley kit, which is that there. So I've started to do the levers. So again, that's quite nice. I go in front of, underneath the under the framework. So I've done all the beading from around the roof, the steps, the walkways. Still got 2 more of these to paint. But like I said, I think, and I've got all the down pipes and guttering to do. So what I'll do is, that I'll do for this part, because it's about 20 minutes long now, the video. So I'll quickly assemble the signal box. That goes in there. That will go in underneath, and then you've got that there and that there. It's starting to come together. It looks quite nice, to be fair. Obviously can't do a lot more with the outside until the inside is finished. So as soon as I've got the internals inside, a few more windows to fit, ladder to fit, step to fit. So I've still got this to do. I've got more handles to do, more glass to do, tidying up, down pipes, drain pipes, handrails, another handrail, and that's pretty much the kit finished. So I'm fairly pleased with it. So like I said, part 2 will come, we'll get it all finished, and I'll show you the finished result. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out part 2 in a couple of weeks' time.